So welcome to, this is the first episode. It's not even an episode, this is a podcast. So my first podcast. And the reason I'm making this podcast because I've been on a hiatus for like a year. And I got banned like from YouTube or something over anime. So long story, but I plan to come back with that and put more gaming content up. So with that aside, the first thing I want to talk about, this is the main topic right now, is what I love, Street Fighter. I love Street Fighter. But I just watched the NorCal regionals, and there's something that's always been bothering me about Street Fighter 5, which is the fact that the fight money, after Arcade Edition came out, the fight money has been garbage. Because Capcom has said, like, you would be able to buy everything with fight money, but no, you can't. Because there's premium items that you have to actually buy. You can't get it with fight money. But with that aside, anything that's cosmetic, that's fine. I don't care about that. I don't care about microtransactions that is just cosmetic. That's like whatever. So if you want the 18th billion Chun-Li outfit, that's fine, whatever. But characters, that's different. I feel like before Arcade Edition, you should have all the characters. Because all those trials, those survival modes, yeah, I know everyone hates survival mode. You have to hate survival mode because that was pretty ridiculous in order to, get all the colors and whatnot. But if you did it on every character, you most certainly, with that combined with the Friday, like 5K fight money you would get, sometimes 8K. You should have 100K by the time. You should have more than 100K, maybe even 200K by the time a new character came out. So if it was pre-Arcade Edition, you can't really complain. It was fine. I honestly can say the fight money was fine back then. But now, when I have like talked about it with other people and even like posted some stuff about it. And I was shut down. People was like, no, we got like way more opportunities to make more fight money. Like it's going to be even better. But where's those people right now? Where's those guys? All those people that shut me down on that, where are they at? Because I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing the fight money. Because they was exploding on the Golden Shadaloo Warrior thing. And where's that Golden Shadaloo Warrior? I'm not seeing that warrior. Where's that person at? Because where are you people that was defending this? Because I'm not seeing you guys anywhere anymore. Because all I see is Monster Hunter all over Street Fighter is Monster Hunter, and after Monster Hunter, with like all the fight money cut in half. 5K is 2,500 now, and that's it. Like every event takes 2,500, so the very fight money you gain on a Friday, like they take it away with a Monster Hunter outfit. The whole thing is full with Monster Hunter outfits, so it's like you're not gaining any fight money, you're just losing fight money. Now you have to be smart about it. You have to not be fooled and tricked into buying stages and stuff like that. But personally, I feel like stages should be free. And the reason I feel like the stages should be free is because there's not enough of them. Like we just now got characters like getting their own stages. Like you got Karen, she has her own stage. Rashid has his airplane stage, and that's not even like you gotta pay for that stage too, or we buy it with fight money. Abigail came with his own stage. Akuma has his own stage. Vega now has his old school stage. Cammy has her old school stage. Sakura has her alpha stage. You know, so characters are starting to get their own stage, but everyone doesn't yet have their stage. Ryu has that old school stage, but is that like his stage now? Like, is that like his stage? What about Ken's? What's Ken's actual stage? Because I don't know. But and Urian, what's his? Like, there's I feel like characters are in the game that don't have a stage. So I feel like those stages should all been free, and then when you make stages beyond that, then go ahead and like be like, okay, pay for fight money, or this is a premium stage, whatever. But how it is now, no, we're not gaining fight money. Not how AE is now. I've seen a few people say, well, once this Monster Hunter is out of the way, you'll start seeing it. Well, that's well and good, but we still have to have fight money. You see the time on these Monster Hunters. You gotta understand, you need 4 pieces for the Monster Hunter gear. That's 2,500 per piece, and there's multiple Monster Hunter outfits. Like, no, you know how many weeks that's gonna be? Like, no, this is bad. This is really bad. Even if they did give you fight money after, that's still bad. What happens with the next thing that comes around? And then they spam you with that. Also, there's gonna be another character around the corner. So it's like, I mean, they even have proof of hero or whatever it is that had like a 30-day expiration date or something. Like, what is that? Like, no, this is wrong. And then after NCR, I see the patch notes. They're gonna try to balance the game and whatnot. But I'll get to that in a second. This fight money thing, that really bothers me, the fight money. Because now I don't feel like people's going to get characters without paying. That's how I feel. You're supposed to be able to get it fight money. So I have an issue with that. The survival mode doesn't work. Like, you can't get fight money from that, or the trials or whatever. So it's like, where's the fight money coming from? You know, fighting online, that's not enough. So now people have to be choosy on what they unlock, which it shouldn't be that bad. So and from what Capcom says, they're gonna have more characters than 4 does. You know, that's like the goal. They're gonna keep supporting the game to like such and such a year, and they're supposed to have more characters than like 4 or whatever. So it's like, what, you gonna make people pay 100,000 fight money per character until you have like 40 plus characters? Seriously? Because what happens to people when they buy the game later? This real talk. Like, what do you do? Because if you get the game, like they did Arcade Edition, they was like, well, we'll just give you season 1 and 2 or whatever they gave you, like if you buy Arcade Edition now. But what, you gonna keep doing that over time? Like, what, when season 3 and 4, 5 goes, you gonna release a new Ultra Edition? Like, what? Like, what are you gonna do? Because it's like, if somebody comes into the game late, they're gonna have to come up with the fight money. Especially with Arcade Edition, you can't get the fight money from like the pre-AE. Now you just have to go buy this new like standard of fight money. Like, you're not about to unlock all these characters. So it's like, I don't know what Capcom is doing, but I feel like how they're doing this fight money thing, that's not really helping them. I know they want to make money, I get it, but I don't see how it helps them when they're not encouraging you to buy stuff. They're trying to force you to buy stuff. When you try to force someone to buy stuff, they just leave. That's literally what's gonna happen. I feel like that's like sort of like EA-ish on how, what's a good example? Like, if you play Star Wars Old Republic, like the MMO version, then you totally understand what I'm talking about. When you like pay the subscription on the game and you're playing the game, a game that's meant to be played like on subscription, and then you don't play, or maybe you played for free, like you're playing it free, and then you see how like limited you are. Like they squeeze everything out of you. Like you do a quest and you don't get any XP barely, and then you see all these nice items, you can't have it. You gotta like pay to unlock it. You can't wear epics, you gotta pay to unlock that. You can't wear the same colors, you gotta unlock that. Like, it's like when you start squeezing people like that, you're just gonna quit. You're not encouraged to pay for nothing. It doesn't make you want to buy or pay or do any of that. It just makes you quit. It makes you start to feel a type of way about the game. It doesn't make you love the game. It makes you feel, bad about the game. So I feel like Capcom, what they need to do is get a huge influx of players. Like, you want people to go in the game and enjoy the game, but they make it difficult. Especially on the balance patch. Let's get to the balance patch, because the problem with the balance patch is, from what I can see, and one of my major like things about Street Fighter 5 period is that the game is like the most watched game within this community. Like within the FGC, I feel like it's just a watched game. Like I feel like more people watch the game than play it. That's a problem. I feel like when I look on, like because I personally, I don't actually play online all that much. I don't even remember the last time I played online. I'm always playing like friends or whatever. So that, I think a lot of players is like that. They just be in the training mode or doing arcade mode or playing their friends. I don't even think a lot of people play online anymore. And I feel like one of the issues with that, or the reasons with that, or a lot of people do casual matches or whatever. I feel like the reason for that is because most people just watch the game. And I feel like most people watch the game because there's no room to do anything. There's no room to maneuver. Like you don't have any personality in the game. That's like one of the biggest issues. Like, when you like playing other fighting games or earlier Street Fighter fighting games, people can take a character and you may know that character very well, but they play it totally different than you do. That was great. That was their personality in the game, the way they played, the way they fight. That's their personality and style, so they can be themselves in the game. It's like an extension of yourself in the game. But Street Fighter 5 is not really like that. It's more like a rush down type of game. It's very offensive, not really defensive. Like, it's not really big on D, just like straight up rush down, like, that's it. Not only that, but it's monkey see, monkey do. You can't really be yourself. You have to play like everybody else, and that's why I feel like it's like one of the most watched games, where people rather watch than play. Because you just sit there and you watch pros play, and then you be like, oh, okay, let's go in training mode and let me do that. Because you have to do it. If you play that character, you have to do it. Until someone does a better like combo or something, you're gonna do whatever the best is. Like, that's the most efficient way. But it's literally monkey see, monkey do. You're not gonna come up with your own combo. Whatever you think you came up with, somebody else came up with it. It's really very little room to like maneuver and come up with anything. You can't even really be original. So whenever somebody comes up with the most efficient way to do things, you're gonna do it too. Simple as that. And I hate that about the game. I hate that. I rather where people can just do whatever they would like to do and still be able to like win. Like, you just have more freedom, but there isn't none. I always thought that was a problem with the game, but then I would see Daigo say something similar, And that's when I was like, yeah, see there, he gets it. Like he just said it. Like he was talking about having like more freedom and more personality in the game, which the game is sorely lacking. And not only that, but you look at these balance patches. I honestly thought it was an April Fool's joke, but apparently it's not, because when I looked at it, I can't even comprehend what Capcom is doing. I can't understand it, because look, I understand when it comes to balancing a game, that's like the never ending battle. You'll never see me be like, yeah, you can balance this game and just do this, and you balance. Like, no, that's not how balancing works. It's an endless battle. You can never truly win balancing a game. So, well, it depends on what game it is, but fighting games, you gotta always be tweaking, especially when there's a meta, which I hate to say meta, but there's like a meta in this game. And the problem with that is, to me, if I'm a developer and I'm at Capcom and I actually have say so in this game, and I actually love this game and I'm passionate about the game or whatever, and I helped create this game, my thing as far as balancing, where my priorities lie, is on the characters that are abandoned. That's where my priorities are. So, like, for example, we're on season 3, or people call it 3.5. Okay, 3.5, whatever. When a character is no longer being played, I have a problem with that. So, how like Fang was not being played, that's what I'm going to work on. If no one's playing Fang, then let me look at why they're not playing Fang and then make Fang like viable. Is that like not difficult like to do? I'm not even a Fang player. If whenever I like mained a character, I would say it was Jury. But I'm one of those kind of people who play every character. I play everything because I'm all about the fun and not really about like, yeah, this is my main or whatever. But if I have a character I play more than anything, I'd say Jury. But that's because I already knew like Jury would not even be like, Jury is like an underdog. Like Jury is just one of those abandoned characters in my eyes. Like a character nobody cares about and you barely run into. Like that's why I play Jury, because of that. Like I want to play somebody that everyone just doesn't use because that character sucks or whatever. So that's one of my main reasons for like playing Jury. Now you see like somebody like Infiltration play Jury and win, and then it's like, what? Like I knew Jury was powerful. Like what? No. Jury is not powerful. It just took a lot to win. Like with the Jury, I feel like you have to have some skills to win. Plus, the people you're playing against, they're like, who's this character? You got to keep that in mind too. They're like, who's this character? They don't play no Juries all the time, you know. So it's like they see a Jury pop up, and of course they're gonna lose. Like they it's not like some matchup you're gonna have down like all the other characters you see all the time. But you look at these patch notes, and it's like Capcom, I don't understand. Is the meta based off whatever pros do? Because if that's what it is, if you're only paying attention to the pros, and which is strange because this is not Street Fighter 3. Like I felt like Street Fighter 3 was made for pros, whereas Street Fighter 5, I feel like that's more casual, like for anybody to jump in. But apparently not, because when I look at these patch notes, I can't understand it. I can't understand it one bit. Not at all. Like I'm looking at Cammy. I don't play I don't play Cammy all that much, but when I look at Cammy's awesome. I feel like Cammy's an awesome character. When I watch K-Brad play Cammy and these other pros, like Cammy's good. I like Cammy. I'm seeing Knuckle Dude play Cammy all of a sudden. I was like, Cammy got it. got the tools. And then I see Cammy get buffed. I'm like, wait a minute, wait. Why are you buffing Cammy? Like, why would you buff a character that don't need no buffs? I don't understand it. Now, when I looked at Monat, oh man, when Monat first came out, I really was liking Monat. Like, I knew that was gonna be a tough. That, to me, just for me, I can't speak. I'm not awesome at the game, so I can only speak for myself. But excuse me. But I felt like Monat was like one of the hardest characters to play. I really felt that way. Like, other players way more skilled than me probably felt different, but I really felt like Monat was like the most difficult character, or at least just for me, again, for me, the most difficult character I've ever played. Cause I'm not awesome with Monat, but I felt like, man, if somebody got good with Monat, you would definitely like tear people up. That's how I felt about Monat. Like, right off the bat, on first glance, I knew Monat was going to be a threat. Like, I knew she was just going to be that good. And then to see like the new V triggers, which I feel like most is like garbage, but to see the new V triggers, see that she can explode her orb and stuff like that, and then to see the orb combos, and then see that she got buffed, I was like, okay, right, as of now, I feel like Monat is number one. Once this thing goes live, I feel like Monat is number one by far. I think nobody on her level. The only person I thought was on her level was Rashid, and he got nerfed, and I feel like he got nerfed to death. So I think he's not even on the radar at this moment. So the only people that's like there is like Guile, and that's like another issue I have. It's like, okay, Guile, like, once you popped into the game, what was the point of using Nash? Because Nash had his sonic boom too, but he couldn't spam it. And I know players hate playing against Guile players. They just mad spam sonic booms until you jump, and then flash kick, rinse and repeat. It'd take a lot of patience, and some characters have ways to deal with sonic boom spam, but not all characters. So I can totally see how frustrated players get, but you have to look at that, Capcom. Like, you have to look at that, see who is not being played. Like, look at Ken. How did Ken get nerfed? Nobody. Who's playing Ken? Who's playing Ken and who's not? That's not playing it for fun. Like, you trying to actually win with Ken? Who? Why? What? Don't nerf Ken and Ryu or whatever. Don't do that. They need to be made stronger. The people who are left behind, make them stronger so they be viable. Don't like Jury got nerfed. Like, what was that? You got Infiltration saying, "Oh, it's my fault," and I'm wondering, is it? You're the only one like bothering to play like Jury. Like, yeah, I see you, Gentleman Thief. Like, I be watching people on the CFN. Like, I be watching people who's good with Jury. I be watching because I need to learn. But I feel like most players watch, but I watch these players, and I was like, what, Capcom, you look at what a pro does, and then you're like, we gotta nerf this character. Because if you seriously think that way, then I'm worried about this game. Because Street Fighter has other priorities you should work on. Like as content wise and balance wise. As far as balance, how about just start from the abandoned characters? Don't touch nobody. When people want Abigail nerfed, I don't feel I'm probably one of the few players who don't think Abigail should be nerfed, because Abigail, in my eyes, that's his character. I literally feel like the stuff Abigail does, that's what he's supposed to do. like like people hate Abigail, and I totally understand it, because when I used Abigail and I'm playing other people, they totally hated Abigail. They didn't hate me, they hated Abigail. And I totally understand it, because it's like Abigail's ridiculous. But he's that kind of, he was literally made like that. So the nerf him kind of nerfs the whole point of his character. So that's why I'm against the nerf. But people said he was nerfed so that people have to actually play him and think or whatever. Well, if that's what it is, fine. I'm fine with those nerfs. But right now, like, you got too many characters like that. Like Rashid was awesome before the nerf. I don't feel he needs to be nerfed. In fact, instead of doing these nerfs, get everybody up to speed. Like get Fang up, get Jury up, get Alex up, you know, Karen, you know, Ibuki. Ibuki got nerfed. Don't get me wrong, I felt Ibuki, like when she first came out, was garbage, and then she got the shine later. But I didn't feel like she needed to be nerfed. I just felt like she didn't have as many tools as she should have had. But yeah, she got nerfed. I don't think she should have got nerfed. Kuma's still strong from what I could see. Gao's still up there. Cammy just got way stronger, and again, I don't understand that one bit. I think Cammy is number 2 now, not number 1. Gao may be number 3. Nash, I don't think Nash got nerfed, but I still don't understand the purpose of Nash. As long as Gao's there, I don't understand Nash being there. So I maybe someone can explain to me, but I don't know what his purpose is right now. That goes beyond Sonic Boom. Like Nash wasn't a Sonic Boom spam character, but Guile is. Like, unless Nash has something better than Sonic Boom spam, I don't know what his purpose is right now. But Dawson, I think the Sims need to be better. Zangiefs need to be a bit better. I just feel like you guys should just focus on making these characters better. Make characters that are not being played be played. Make them viable. Make people play these characters first. Make all the characters get played first. That's all I'm saying. Like, you can work on balance later. Just make everybody get played. Is that not too much to ask? That shouldn't even be difficult. Just make everybody strong enough that you're playing everybody. Because what happens is, when you do things like this, where you just buffing characters that need no buff and then nerfing, like Ed got nerfed, I was like, why he get nerfed? Like, when you do stuff like that and nerf people that's already down, that's confusing. That makes no sense. And what ends up happening is you end up having these tournaments with very few people in them. Like, you have very few, you're gonna see the same characters over and over again. You know, so I'm looking at Mika and all them, and I'm thinking, like, people just play Abigail. And NCR definitely had them Abigails in the game, and I felt like most people are at a disadvantage against Abigail. But again, like when you put these characters in there, make people viable. I heard Zeku's supposed to be like viable now. Okay, that's great. You know, but and he's a tough character to use, not as much as Manat to me, but what about, you know, all these other characters, especially Fang? You know, I don't see Alex all that much. Jury, you can't just say infiltration and that counts. Like, nah, I rarely see juries. So it's like, get these other characters in the game. You know, also work on Ken and Ryu. Like, seriously, get them back in the game. Akuma kind of took over. Like Akuma's like the go-to now. Shotokans. Like you guys got to fix that. But again, I already said how I feel like as far as these characters and the basically the abandoned characters. But that's my rant on that. But that's all I wanted to talk about as far as Street Fighter. Let me know what you feel about this, especially the patch notes and the fight money. Like, cause I'm curious where those guys that was defending the fight money thing. Where are you guys at? You guys need to like respond, comment, whatever. So let me know what you guys feel about this topic. Next topic, I don't know what I'll talk about. It'll probably be another game entirely, but stay tuned for that. I'm definitely going to release more of these like podcasts and videos. In fact, I'll probably put a video in this podcast because people like looking at things or something instead of just hearing me. So stay tuned, and thanks for listening, and see you next time.